That's right, you guys see the name of the door, Painless Performance. That's where we're at, C10 Nationals. We're gonna get a shop tour. And an added bonus, look at the power tour, the old school power tour signs. I dig it. Official long haulers parking only. All right, we're taking a tour of Painless Performance, come on. All right, we got Tim King, the new guy at Painless.
Yeah, so we're here at Painless. We were established in 1990. We've been in this building since the early 2000s, a little over 40,000 square foot. So anything and everything Painless is made right here. So let's go check it out.
Right here in the US of A. Hey, and there's Dennis's panel. Yeah, I love all the power tour stuff. You guys will be up at the C10 Nationals this weekend. Yeah,
we'll
awesome.
be there all weekend.
All right, we don't need to see any of the offices. We're going to go into the production area.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let me find it.
And right here we have all of our test boards for all of our...
Oh, the test boards. All right, we got Charlie here. Charlie's going to take us on the tour.
So right here we have all of our test boards for our LS kits and fuel injection kits. You know, one thing we pride ourselves on is that we test all of our fuel injection kits before they leave house, so that way we can guarantee they're pinned out properly and that they're going to work for you when you get them.
Every single one of them.
So every single harness is attached here. So this is where like the big connectors for the computer would go. Every single sensor's checked. And basically there's that box over here that runs power through all of them, and it tests every single circuit, every single wire, and it's instant. It'll know exactly, you know, like if one of these isn't hooked up correctly or anything like that, it knows instantly. So we know when it leaves our facility, at least, that it is a perfect working wiring harness.
Awesome. And you got the part numbers up there?
Yeah, and you can see we do, some kits are similar enough, like we have our Gen 4 and then our LS3 kits. They're similar enough where we can use the same test boards. We just change a couple of the connectors here when we need them.
Nice. Since 1980, you guys been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And then we have our assembly board packing. This is where final packing is done. You can see everybody.
Let's sneak around here and kind of...
Well, I love that. I've got one of those, the fuse boxes or the fuses in my car, or in the glove box.
Oh,
Yeah.
And here we have kind of our R&D area where we do things like build our test boards, as well as when we get cars in for installation, product development. This is where they'll... Usually we have a OBS truck out here, but...
Well, we just moved it because we were loading up for the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the gold one that's going on the power tour.
Yep.
Nice. So what is this for?
So this is a test board for our Bronco harness.
The new Bronco or the old one?
Old
Okay,
Bronco.
hey, hey.
The baby Bronco, first gen. So you can see the fuse block will sit right here, and we'll get to see what this will look like with wires on them once we get a little bit further in. But basically, we have all of our wire production labels, the color codes, and then they'll wrap them through here from the fuse block.
Nice.
Supposed to be a 68 charger in here, so we're working on Mopar stuff. We've had a 69 charger in here.
Nice.
But yeah.
How different can they be, 68 to 69?
They are different.
Wow,
So
okay.
we want to make sure we test every single year, make, model, so we don't just assume that they're similar, then the guy at the other end, you know, has an issue.
So do you have a whole bunch of these things not laying around, but they're made, and then there's like an archive of them?
right
Okay.
over
I'll show you that here in just a second.
Very cool.
Here's where the parts cage where we keep all the connectors and everything like that, because as you can imagine, it takes a lot to build one of these harnesses.
Yeah. It's like spaghetti, it's confused. Wow, there she is building things.
See, this is kind of how they look during production, where all the pre-cut and pre-labeled wire goes pinned into the fuse block. The fuse block is set into place, and then the wires run to the section it's going to.
Very cool.
And right here is the
No
giant
way, these are the
barrels of wire.
barrels of wire. It's like the scene in Aliens
Yes.
with all the pods. Look at all the colors. Oh man. Wow, there you go. All the wires. Any idea how many different wires there are? Or color? Oh, and there's all the
Several
boards.
hundred. Yeah, because we have different color codes for different makes and models.
Yep.
So that way, if you get a Mopar harness, it'll be Mopar color code, Ford color code, and then our primary color code is going to be GM based.
Okay.
So a couple other interesting facts about the wiring. One, there's generally over 1 million feet used every year, so it's a lot of wiring. These bins, we actually weigh them so that way we know how much wire's in them, 'cause instead of sitting there counting it all.
Yeah.
And all of our harnesses, all of our accessories, everything we use what's called a high-grade TXL wiring, which before here I had no idea what the heck a TXL wiring is. So there's actually different grades of wiring. The gauge itself is always the same, but it's the amount of strands. There's a couple more strands or a couple less, but for the most part the wire itself is the same. What changes is actually the sheathing on it. So this stuff is really resistant to punctures, where some of the lesser quality you can actually puncture it with your fingernails. So this stuff it's thinner also, so it's actually a more quality wire, but it's actually thinner because the sheathing is better quality than some of the lesser stuff.
Okay.
And right here too, which we're going to get to, so you can see the wires coming up and over. We actually do all of our own printing in-house, so that's what you're kind of just looking at, is all the wires are printed every 12 inches on what circuit it is, where it's going, what it's doing, things like that. So it's really easy to do.
That wire. That's getting printed. That's nuts. Wow, very cool.
So let's go check that out.
All right. The Nod and Use boards. So where do you get the wires from? You print them all in-house. Where do the wires come from?
Wiresupply.com.
That's it. I don't know. Okay. And this is the
These are all
wire.
the machines that are actually printing it and cutting it to
Oh, so you've got this part number for the harness that's being made,
Yeah.
and then you put that in there, and it knows how much wire,
That's
how
what
much.
goes into these Outjet shell computers right here. Is the part number, and they have router numbers for each kit. And once you put that router number into there, it knows exactly how much length of yellow, blue with yellow tracer it needs. And then you just program what wire you're cutting that day.
That's nuts. And there it is.
And then it's here, label, and cut each one.
Very cool. Thanks.
You can see, here's where we terminate the ends. So each one of the little brass connectors will come, brass or silver connectors will come on these spools right here. And then these hydraulic machines will crimp them into place with a dual crimp on the insulation and the wire itself.
Nice. Wow.
watch your thing.
That's so cool.
And you can see we hang the wires on these racks right here with the part numbers
Okay.
of the kits that are going to be built by. And you can see just how they're labeled right here. You know, with our maker's mark, where they're going to, and then their individual wire number.
And she just takes them off and goes through them and
Yep, and then once they're done, they'll hang them back up here, and then they'll go over. If they need other assembly, that's done here.
it's like candy.
Yeah.
All the colors.
It doesn't taste as good as candy.
Yeah, not at all.
And right here we have engine assembly. Stuff that can't really be done by a machine is done by hand right here.
Oh, okay.
So things like bulkhead connectors, these are for these are the bulkhead connectors for the 67 to 72 trucks.
Which are smoking hot right now, right?
Everybody loves them. I love them. I've got one. I've got the 71.
You bring it to the C10 Nationals?
Right now, it's got the transmission out of it. Not this year.
Not this year. But maybe you'll have it ready in time for the Power Tour.
Hopefully. I hope it doesn't take that long.
Keep hope alive.
Yep.
We mean that long. That's next month.
And then you can see, here's another example of it. Once they terminate the fuse block over there and have all the wires pinned in, they just run the wires through where everything's labeled. That way we can make sure everything's going where it needs to.
They zip tie all the different groupings together as well. So when you get it, there's kind of like a under hood section, an in dash, and a rear section.
You can see right here how they're going to be done. We've got the finished harnesses here that are just waiting to be taken over to the packing area that are all grouped. So you have your interior section, exterior tail.
Nice. And those are 67, 68 Camaro dash harnesses.
Yep.
So you got a 67 or 8 Camaro. This could be your harness.
Yep. Yeah, and one of our F-Series kits for the 67 to 77 F-Series, so whether it's an F100, I know you guys are C10s, but whether
Yeah.
it's an F100, 250, or 350, you got you taken care of on the full truck as well.
Because you're agnostic.
Yeah, I mean, got to make sure everybody's got a little something. you know?
Exactly.
And then back to the LS boards.
The LS boards. So the LS are by far the most popular.
The most popular, we do have an engine swap kit for the TBIs, the LT1s, and the TPIs as well.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yep. So if you're still, a lot of people still like the old school early fuel injection kits. We've got those taken care of too. We also have ones for the early Mustang 5 liters. So again, Ford guys, we got you taken care of on that too.
There you go. Painless Performance for all your wiring needs. Painlessperform.com. Painless.com.
Painlessperformance.com.
Painlessperformance.com. Check them out. Give them a holler.